All right, first chapter of the New Testament, Matthew chapter 1. And we're going to get into the genealogy of Jesus. So I'm going to read some stuff here. All right, there are some great and extensive articles available online that break down the reasons for the differences in the genealogies of Jesus shown in Matthew chapter 1 versus Luke chapter 3. Jews for Jesus has a great article on it. Matt Slick has one called What Are the Different Genealogies for in Matthew 1 and Luke 3? And John MacArthur has a good one called The Messiah's Royal Lineage. If you're not a fan of reading, there's also a lot of YouTube videos available. And this is actually a really important and key topic that goes all the way back to the early chapters of Genesis. So I'm going to read real quick from the conclusion of the Jews for Jesus ministry. All right, here we go. So some have deemed the Bible's many genealogical passages as unnecessary. Yet the frequency with which genealogies appear in the scriptures is evidence of their importance. Genealogies established one's lineage, one's Jewishness, one's tribal identity, one's right to the priesthood, and one's right to kingship. In addition, only one line is traced from the beginning to the end of biblical history, the line of King David. The scriptures reveal every name before David, Adam to David, and every name after David, David to Zerubbabel. Since the Messiah was to be of the house of David, this can also be labeled as the Messianic line. In fact, the genealogies limit more and more the human origin of the Messiah. As the seed of the woman, Messiah had to come out of humanity. As the seed of Abraham, Messiah had to come from the nation of Israel. As the seed of Judah, he had to be of the tribe of Judah. As the seed of David, he had to be of the family of David. Many rabbinic objections to the messiahship of Jesus are based on his genealogy. The argument goes, since Jesus was not a descendant of David through his father, he cannot be Messiah and king. But the Messiah was supposed to be different. As early as Genesis chapter 3 verse 15, it was proposed that the Messiah would be reckoned after the seed of the woman, although this went contrary to the biblical norm. The necessity for this exception to be the rule became apparent when Isaiah chapter 7 verse 14 prophesied that the Messiah would be born of a virgin. Therefore, the Lord himself will give you a sign. Behold, a virgin will be with child and bear a son, and she will call his name Emmanuel. Whereas all others receive their humanity from both father and mother, the Messiah would receive his humanity entirely from his mother. Whereas Jewish nationality and tribal identity were normally determined by the father, with the Messiah it would be different. Since he was to have no human father, his nationality and his tribal identity would come entirely from his mother. True, this is contrary to the norm, but so is a virgin birth. With the Messiah, things would be different. In addition, these genealogies present a fourfold portrait of the messianic person through four titles. In Matthew chapter 1, he is called the son of David and the son of Abraham. In Luke chapter 3:38, he is called the son of Adam and the son of God. As the son of David, it means that Jesus is king. As the son of Abraham, it means that Jesus is a Jew. As the son of Adam, it means that Jesus is a man. And as the son of God, it means that Jesus is God. This fourfold portrait of the messianic person as presented by the genealogies is that of the Jewish God, man, king. Okay, so verse 1. The record of the genealogy of Jesus the Messiah, the son of David, the son of Abraham. Abraham was the father of Isaac, Isaac the father of Jacob, and Jacob the father of Judah and his brothers. Now, this is great while we just got done with Genesis. Verse 3. Judah was the father of Perez and Zerah by Tamar. Perez was the father of Hezron, and Hezron the father of Ram. Ram was the father of Abinadab, and Abinadab the father of Nahshon, and Nahshon the father of Salmon. Salmon was the father of Boaz by Rahab. Boaz was the father of Obed by Ruth, and Obed the father of Jesse. Verse 6. Jesse was the father of David the king. David was the father of Solomon by Bathsheba, who had been the wife of Uriah. Solomon was the father of Rehoboam, Rehoboam the father of Abijah, and Abijah the father of Asa. Asa the father of Jehoshaphat, Jehoshaphat the father of Joram, and Joram the father of Uzziah. Uzziah was the father of Jotham, Jotham the father of Ahaz, and Ahaz the father of Hezekiah. Hezekiah was the father of Manasseh, Manasseh the father of Amon, Amon the father of Josiah. Josiah became the father of Jeconiah and his brothers at the time of the deportation to Babylon. After the deportation to Babylon, Jeconiah became the father of Shealtiel, and Shealtiel the father of Zerubbabel. Zerubbabel was the father of Abihud, Abihud the father of Eliakim, Eliakim the father of Azor. Azor was the father of Zadok, Zadok the father of Achim, and Achim the father of Eliud. Eliud was the father of Eleazar, Eleazar the father of Mathan, and Mathan the father of Jacob. Jacob was the father of Joseph, the husband of Mary, by whom Jesus was born, who is called Messiah. So all the generations from Abraham to David are 14 generations. From David to the deportation to Babylon, 14 generations. And from the deportation to Babylon to the Messiah, 14 generations. Now the birth of Jesus Christ was as follows. When his mother Mary had been betrothed to Joseph, before they came together, she was found to be with child by the Holy Spirit. So Jewish betrothal was as binding as modern marriage. A divorce was necessary to terminate the betrothal, and the betrothed couple were regarded legally as husband and wife, although physical union had not yet taken place. Verse 19. And Joseph, her husband, being a righteous man and not wanting to disgrace her, planned to send her away secretly. So Joseph was a good guy and didn't want to make a big public scene, so he decided to walk out the back door here. Verse 20. But when he had considered this, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream, saying, Joseph, son of David, do not be afraid to take Mary as your wife, for the child who has been conceived in her is of the Holy Spirit. All right, so this angel, we do not see the definite article for the in front of it like we saw in the book of Genesis. And in context, this is clearly a created angel sent to deliver a message. This is one of only a few such angelic visitations in the New Testament, most of which are associated with the birth of Christ. All right, verse 21. She will bear a son, and you shall call his name Jesus, for he will save his people from their sins. The Hebrew name Yeshua, from which we get the name Jesus, means to rescue or deliver. All right, verse 22. Now all this took place to fulfill what was spoken by the Lord through the prophet. Behold, the virgin shall be with child, and shall bear a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel, which translated means God with us. All right, and that's directly from Isaiah chapter 7, verse 14. Verse 24 here. And Joseph awoke from his sleep, and did as the angel of the Lord commanded him, and took Mary as his wife, but kept her a virgin until she gave birth to a son, and he called his name Jesus. All right, so here we go. It's happening. Thank you for being here today, and looking forward to what comes ahead. God bless you.